Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today from the Better Business Bureau, our expert, our friend, Tiffany Schultz. Tiffany, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for being back. And today we're talking a new topic, and it's tips for buying and selling jewelry. It is the time of season, and there's a lot more people who are selling things because there's so many platforms now that makes it easy for selling. And jewelry, I would say, has got to be a little tricky. I have never sold jewelry before, so it's kind of interesting. But what does BBB want you to know about this?
Well, when you're buying jewelry for someone special, you always want to do your research. We get a lot of complaints coming into BBB about jewelry stores, and a lot of those complaints allege problems returning the item and refund policies. So before you go do your research, head on over to bbb.org, look for a trustworthy jeweler, and also ask friends and family. Read customer reviews, read customer complaints. What are other customers sharing about their experiences at these jewelry stores? So know before you go is so important when you're out shopping for jewelry because it is a bigger investment.
Certainly is. And I think back to when I got my wife's engagement ring a while ago. So things I'm sure have changed, but having a budget in mind before you head out to do this thing, because the sky is literally the limit when you go and look at jewelry.
Know exactly what you're planning on spending. Go with a budget in mind, maybe even go with some ideas before you head on over to the store and let the salesperson know exactly what you have to spend. Because if you don't know what you're going to spend, you may be so they might show you other pieces that are above and beyond your budget, what you want to spend. So if you make it clear that you want to stay within your budget, you're going to have a much better experience at the store than maybe saying yes to a piece that you really can't afford.
Yeah, it's a very, very true statement. And you definitely, it just makes it easier if you know how much to work with, and because you can negotiate sometimes at some of these places. So important. And then it gets down to the fine print and what questions should we be asking to make sure we're getting what we paid for and not any hidden stuff.
Read the fine print. It's so important that you read and you understand that fine print, the terms and conditions, especially if you're financing the piece. But you want to ask about warranties. You want to ask about return policies. If there's a lifetime guarantee, ask what that lifetime guarantee means, because lifetime usually correlates with a number of years, whether it be 5 years, 10 years, usually not 40 or 50 years. You want all of those answers to those questions before you go ahead and purchase.
Yeah, because I feel like you lose your wedding ring. Like, are you really going to get it fully replay? There's just too many things there that stand out, but definitely big. Keeping the receipt. I can't think of, there's a lot of receipts I haven't kept in my life. There's two of them, one for buying a car, I guess the home and the mortgage, but the receipt of jewelry, I think is a must.
Keep the original receipt and any kind of documentation that goes along with the piece that you're purchasing. If you're purchasing diamonds, there's usually a certificate that comes along with the diamond. If you're purchasing a piece that has an appraisal, you're going to want to keep that as well. And tuck that away somewhere safe. You never know where you're going to need it. And it also comes in handy when you're looking at selling the piece, if you're looking at selling the piece down the road.
And that's where we're going to next, is selling jewelry. And same, almost, you could take the same things we just talked about and reverse that. You gotta do your research before you head out and start doing this.
You do want to do your research. You want to shop around. You want to make sure that you trust the company that you're selling it to, especially if you're selling it to a pawnbroker. It's very easy to sell it to a company, but you do want to do your homework. Can you trust this person? What are other consumers saying about their experience with that person, with that company? So really do your homework to make sure that you're picking the right person, the right company that you feel comfortable working with. If you're selling on your own, that's going to create additional risk, but there could be some reward at the end too.
And talk about this mailing in. So if you have to mail it out or something, like in that exchange, like that, this is where I would be uncomfortable. Like if you're doing an online sale or something, you got to be careful.
There's mail-in jewelry services, and you really need to know who you're going to trust if you're going to trust them with a piece that you're selling, especially if it's thousands of dollars. So again, go back to doing your research, read what consumers are saying on different platforms, go to bbb.org, do an internet search, read those customer complaints, read those customer reviews, read the fine print. How long will it take to get your piece back? If you're looking at getting an appraisal on it, how long do you have to make a decision on if you're going to accept their offer, if you're going to reject their offer? But when it really comes down to it, if you're shipping off your piece, you want to make sure that you trust this company that you're sending it to.
All right. Well, this is all great information. 'Tis the season, as we say, with Valentine's Day happening soon enough, and just any time of the year. These are all great tips. If people want to learn more on buying or selling jewelry, I almost said celery. It could be the term for that. Where can we find more information?
Head on over to bbb.org. We'll have this article up both before and after Valentine's Day. So if you're looking at popping the question after Valentine's Day, you can still find all of this information and more.
Oh boy, you just opened up a can of worms. Just kidding. All right, I appreciate the help. Stay safe out there. We'll catch up with you real soon, Tiffany.
Thanks for having me today.
You bet. Take a quick break. More to come. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.